All right, sparkle lovers, this one is for you. Today we're doing the shimmers from Devinah Cosmetics. You know that I love me a good Devinah shadow. So this was a really fun one to make for all of you. I hope you enjoy if you're researching to buy some things in a sale, if you're just researching for things to pick up for your collection. I will love to know, by the way, if there's something that just like really grabs you, let me know in the comments which ones that just like really tickle your fancy, because I have a wide variety in here. I'm not going to keep this intro too long because we have a lot to get through. So please enjoy the Sparkle Fest. Speaking of, I still have sparkle remnants from the day that I swatched these, so we're awfully sparkly around here. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. All right, we are going to jump in very shortly. I did just realize as I was editing these videos, by the way, this is number 2 of the swatch party collection. So you're here seeing the shimmers today. Do not miss out on getting to see the mattes though. I do love a good Devinah matte, so make sure you check that one out. I'll have it linked down in the description box and probably at the end of this video as well. At any rate, totally got myself off track. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so I realized when I was editing this video, there we go, Kelly, picking it back up, that there were a couple things that I didn't say. Now, I have received PR from this brand. I have purchased things, many things before I ever received PR. I have purchased many things after I received PR. I do not know exactly which shades were PR and which were purchased. I am just not that organized. So I just want to throw a disclaimer out there that some have been, some I purchased. I'm giving you my honest thoughts on all of them, no matter what, just like I always do. So just keep that in mind. And also, I do just want to throw out that I do have a discount code for you, which is Keep Beauty Real. Now, if you're shopping around Black Friday, which is when I am creating these videos, I believe discount codes are deactivated. But if you're shopping at other times of the year, you can use my code or any code to stack on top of savings. There are some exclusions, but oftentimes you can at least get some of a discount. Throw it in the box and see what happens. All right, so I think that that's it. I'm pretty sure. I hope you enjoy this. My fingertips are still dry. Let me tell you, my fingertips are still dry, but I love a good swatch party and it was well worth it. All right, let's get into those swatches. All right, I am ready to get covered in sparkle for all of you. Let's get into this. I think we will start out with the neutral-ish, the warm tone, the pinks, and then we'll move our way down. I just think that these will probably have less likelihood of staining for one thing, and we're just gonna start there. So I'm honestly gonna go mostly in order of the way that these are laid in here right now. It's not gonna be exactly like a gradient. If I did that, I would lose my mind. I've tried before and it just... So it's going to be somewhat gradiated. Wow, English. Okay, you guys just came here for the sparkle. I will also put the names of the shades on the screen for you as I'm talking about them in case you want a screenshot, in case, you know, the way I pronounce it isn't right and it goofs up the spelling. I will have most likely all of the shades denoted down in the description box as well in order of swatching in case you're like, what was that one that was right after such and such? It should be down there. All right, let's get into it. Oh, what I should say is that I am not going to like quote unquote live swatch each of these. Like I'm not gonna show you as I'm swatching. Honestly, it just takes more time for you to see it. It takes more time for me to edit it. This way you can just see them in sort of categories as we go through. I hope that that's okay. Just so that you know, I am not a person who prefers to like load on a shade so that it's so shiny and like incredible and like ooh ah, and then you go to put it on your eye and you're never gonna wear something that thick on your eye and it looks completely different. I like to give realistic swatches. They are far less than perfect. I understand that, but they are more realistic. I also just do it on a clean, dry arm. There's no primer, no nothing. As I get through, if I start to feel like my arm is getting really dehydrated from wiping it down all the time, what I usually do is I pop a little bit of Fix Plus on my arm just to rehydrate it, let it dry, and then start again. I also will probably have some carryover sparkle. With all of this, it's going to get crazy. I will wash my arm a couple times to try to get all of that off, but listen, there's just going to be some carryover sparkle underneath some of these shades. I will do my best. Okay, now we're going to get into it. All right, here is our first set of swatches. So I want to let you know that right now I am showing you these in what I would say is an average lighting situation. It's not overly bright, it's also not dim. I know some creators like really turn down the lights to try to show the shift. What I will do is I'm going to directionally change my light so that you can see a bit more of the shift, hopefully, in these swatches. So that is what we will do as we go through here. And let me tell you, we have one armful and there are sparkles everywhere. All right, so let's begin. Now these first 4 shades are all part of the Moonscapes collection. Now this shade right here is Moonlit, and this is the shade that the whole collection was sort of, I would say, inspired by. Moonlit, however, is a very different texture than the rest of the Moonscapes. In my opinion, it is more of a standard shimmer formula with lots of micro sparkle to it. Just very, very shimmery, not glitter, but just lots of shimmer. However, the other Moonscape shades, I actually just blended that one out. I was filming off camera. I was chatting over here. So these do have that flaky, creamy feel to them. They will be flaky if you use them with a standard brush. If you use them with a wet brush, they tend to apply just fine. I'm sure fingers as well. You guys know I'm not team fingers. If you didn't know, you know now. But with these, if you do work them in more, you do get a bit more of a creamy texture, but they still do have some of that flaky texture to them. At any rate, this first shade is Fire Hunt, then we have Air Glow, we have Moonlit again, and then this one is Pink Flare. There are more Moonscape shades as we get in here. I will denote those for you because those to me are the only ones from this brand that I would consider a flaky texture, and that's not personally my preference. Again, Moonlit is not, but these other ones are. Getting off camera again. Okay, so we have Sour Spanks, and then we have Verdent Frost. Now, Verdent Frost is one of the Velvet Multichromes, and if you do not have a Velvet Multichrome yet, you need to get one. They are the most beautiful, soft yet shifty, understated, but in the best way possible shades. There's another one here on my arm that I'll show you in just a second. Then we have Fairy Fire. Listen, Fairy Fire is one of those shades that no matter what I place it in with, I mean, technically next to all these, I probably need to put it in the purples, but then I put it in with the purples and then I'm like, okay, this doesn't belong here. So it's just one of those things. Then we have Butter Pucker. We have Vela. So if you see here, Butter Pucker and Vela in the pan, they don't look exactly the same, but they do have some similarities. To me, Butter Pucker is more of a yellow with, I would say, I don't know, an iridescent shift to it. Like it's a lot of different colors, but Vela is yellow with a pink shift to it. I'm really going to be curious. I know that the brand has a new yellow pink that's coming out and it looks kind of like this, but like plugged into the wall, like super, super electric. At any rate, the next one is Soul Laze. Again, this is a Velvet Multichrome, so you can see here how these do have a shift to them, but they are soft and there's no texture to them, or a soft texture, I guess I should say. Everything has a texture. This next one is Sweetie Sunbeam. If you are a like sexy neutrals lover, this is a gorgeous one. It is just so pretty, one that I think anyone could wear. Then we have Sunset Sands and Lynx. So if you can see here, these do look very similar. I think that Sunset Sands has a bit more of an orange base to it, where Lynx is a bit more coral in the undertone of it, but then Sunset Sands also shifts much stronger, a much more yellow gold, whereas I personally think that Lynx has a bit more difference to it. Like right there, you can see it almost looks like this has a more like orange gold, and this is more of like a yellow. They definitely have a bit of a different shift, but I don't think that you would need both. I think if you love more of like a coral to yellow, this Lynx would be your pick. And then the Sunset Sands is going to be a lot warmer. You've got that orange underbase with that strong gold shift. All right, so now let's go ahead and we'll take a look here with lower light so that hopefully you can get that shift a bit more. So here you can see the magic of Fairy Fire. Very pretty. And you can also see more of that texture in those Moonscapes shades. All right, here we are with more beautiful shades. So this shade, I wish that I could have tried to get it on my arm with the last two. This is Centaurus. This is just absolutely beautiful. This is definitely one of my fave shades. I actually love the whole collection that this shade came from. Why I can't remember it, I will probably denote it for you. All right, here we go with our next set of shades. Now this shade Centaurus is one of my favorites. It's just this beautiful copper with a very like natural looking shift. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty on the eye. This next one is either Amphitrite or Amphitrite, however you choose to pronounce it. This is from the Mystic Cove collection. Let me tell you, some of the shades from Mystic Cove are just the formula, chef's kiss, A++. Absolutely love. This is a beautiful one. And I mean, look at that, like, look at that glow. Like seriously, and that, yes, that is what it looks like on the eyeballs. All right, the next one we have is Kori, and Kori is just a standard shimmer, but very pretty, just like a beautiful warm pink. The next one is Bubble Fizz, and I think that this is just such a very pretty shade. Bubble Fizz is very pretty if you like a good pink iridescent shift. Now, the next one is Zyra, or Zira. Oh, I'm coming off screen again. I keep doing that. Okay. So again, Bubble Fizz and Zira or Zyra. So you can see here how this has this beautiful amber to gold, kind of like a yellow shift to it. So pretty. I think this one you're not able to get. I know that the brand is trying to, you know, the pigments were discontinued. There's not really a lot that they can do about that, but I know that they're trying to find something similar. The next one is Gelicide. Gelicide is that, honestly, just that very soft duochromatic, I would say like taupey pink purple. You know what I'm talking about. All right, the next one is Pixy Stix, and then we have Pancake Bubbles. Pancake Bubbles is one that I really love. The funny thing is, because in the pan, it looks warmer to me, but when you put it on the eye, you get that really light, cool tone shift. So I think it's going to be like a buttery yellow, but because it has that cool tone shift, you get almost like an icy tone that has warm undertones. What does that mean? I don't know, but we're going to roll with it. Next one is Luna Storm, also a very beautiful high metallic formula. And then we have Frothy Surf. And this next one after that is Sweet Slush. Also another very pretty one. All right, let's go ahead and lower our light. Da, 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 da. Very pretty. I like showing the lighting of both for you because really you can see the potential of the shift in this light, but it's not going to be that often that you're going to be getting this lighting like out and about, you know what I mean? So I do like to just sort of show, look, I mean, look how megawatt super metallic that is. Holy smokes. All right, beautiful shades. Let's keep going. Okay, yellow lovers, I found a shade that I missed and I just have to share it with you. This is Scylla. It was in my September palette and I found that and one of the mattes that I used in there. I knew it would happen. There's a couple that you'll see inserted throughout the mattes and the shimmer videos. So anyway, this is Scylla. We have Elektra here, and then this one. Oh, I've already forgotten the name, of course. I will put it on the screen here. We knew it was going to happen. So Scylla, Elektra, and Vela. Just so you have something to compare it to there. I hope we're focused there. I couldn't not show this beautiful yellow. Okay. Did I already film this arm? Yes, but I realized I kind of goofed up my order, so I'm just going to go back through here. So we have Thoosa. This is a beautiful, very shifty, just gorgeous, stunning, very high electricity shade. And then we have Aylin and Fire Gaze, Nacarat, Tucana. Anyone who knows me knows that I've used a lot of Tucana in my time. It's just, this one I just have such fond memories. This is definitely one of my highly used Devinah shades. Then we have, let's see here, this is where we sort of started to get out of order. Okay, so here we have Elektra. That is just a beautiful shade. Then we have Neretis. That is a much more pink tone. So you can see, you'll be able to see too when we lower the light. So we have this one, which I just said was Elektra. This has a warmer base to it, and Neretis is more pink. Then here we have the shade Emacity, and then we have Pavonine. Then we have Sybil, Sybil is a beautiful, cool-toned taupey plum. If you love a good standard shimmer, this is a gorgeous one. Then we have Faye. Then we have two of my favorite spicy neutrals. So this is Erratic, and if you love Moonlit, you need to try Erratic. It is just slightly warmer, and it doesn't have the extra micro fleck that Moonlit has, but it's such a stunner. It's molten, so beautiful. Then we have Voodoo, and Voodoo is one of those shades. I messed up the swatch here to show how you could wear it two ways, but this is a dark cocoa shade, like true dark, real dusty cocoa shade with this beautiful micro sparkle of a coppery brown. Now this one you can dust out, like you could blend it out to make it more of like a satin matte, or you could wear it, you know, pack it on with a wet brush and it really gets that copper intensity. So over here, these I realized I forgot in the lineup, we have Starfire and Magellanic. Yes, Magellanic. So Starfire is more cool toned in the shift. You can see it definitely has more of that like violet tone, and Magellanic has more of that warmer sort of like, oh, like a magenta into like a coppery red, I guess I would say. Very pretty. Okay, now let's turn this light down a little bit, and oh, look at that. Oh, I mean, look, even, okay, let me find it here. Look, even this one that looks very soft in the full light swatches, like it just, you see the shift so beautifully. I mean, and again, these are like standard shimmer ones, very inexpensive, so pretty. Yummy. There you go. All right, really quick before I move on, I did want to show you Erratic next to Moonlit. So again, let me just try to smooth Moonlit out a little bit. So these are both very pretty. I feel like they're like earth-toned metallics. Moonlit is cooler and Erratic is warmer, but they're both just so pretty. Okay, I just had to show those. Like I said, not by any means exactly the same, but if you like one, I think you'd like the other. All right, the last shades in my pinks slash neutrals slash coppers slash whatevers. So here we have Gemma, a beautiful, bright, like Barbie pink shimmer. The next one is Australis, and you'll see more of that in the low light swatches. This is a pigment that now I think we've seen a lot, that sort of like green, amber, pink shift, but it is a very beautiful one and the formula is gorgeous. So here we have Homicide. This is this beautiful red shimmer. I just love this. It's a little bit more of a cool red, which I just love as a shade on the eyes. Definitely ready for the holidays with that one. Then we have Nocturne Ash. This probably should have been over a bit more before in the swatches, but that is all right. That's a lovely shade. So pretty. Then we have Cygnus. Cygnus is another one that I absolutely love. That's, I believe it's from the same collection as Centaurus. Then we have Gallus, and we have Diva, another beautiful shimmer, and then the last one is Midnight Sun. Now, Midnight Sun is that black to red base. I mean, I will tell you, as I've been doing this, I'm going to turn down the light, but my skin, my skin is getting so mad. So it is really hard to get these to show just right. And I don't think you're seeing the shift. Let's see if I get this. Oh, yeah, you can see it there. Maybe I should have been like zooming in a little bit more on all these swatches. It's so hard to tell. It's very beautiful. This is like, this makes such a beautiful, unexpected smoky eye. I need to use this one this winter for sure. All right, so those are the last ones there. We're about to get into the greens. If you love greens as much as I do, give this video a like. Let's get into it. All right, so here we have some greens and almost like blue greens. I wanted to start with some lighter colors because I have a feeling as we get darker, they're gonna start staining a little bit. So these first two are shades from the Moonscapes. So they are the final two from Moonscapes. So we have Earthshine, which has more of like, I would say an olive or like almost celery base to it. Then we have Moonbeam, which is a much more teal blue green base. Here we have Water Mist. Listen, another one that you need to get. It is this beautiful like aqua with this purple shift to it. Hopefully when we get the low light, you'll be able to see it better, but it's magic. Magic, another one of the Velvet Multichromes. So here we have Half Sea Fog. This is a popular one. And then Starborn. I wanted to put these two next to each other because I was like, in the pan, they look like they could kind of be cousins, which they definitely, I think, are, but Half Sea Fog has much more of a green base to it, whereas Starborn has a bit more of a blue, like blue-green. And I think that the shift in Starborn is a bit more pink as well. Okay. Then we have Nerds and we have Proteus. Also, I think Proteus is one of the Halo Moons. If it's not, it did make me think anyway that I lied when I said that I felt like the Moonscapes was the only flaky collection, because some of the Halo Moons are flaky. Not all of them, but some of them. Okay, so Cinder Bloom we have here. This is one of the new ones from Twilight Whispers, an absolute stunner. Then we have Celesta, another favorite of mine. If you like a good grungy green with like an old gold, so delicious. It's just magical. Definitely one that I need to pull out for this season. Now here we have 3 of the black base multi-chromes. So one of these is discontinued. We have Phenomenon, which is definitely that green gold to green. Then we have Chromosphere, which is a green to blue. And then we have Hemisphere, which is more green, blue, and teal. So I'm gonna turn down the light as we have been here so that we can see these. So if I get my arm, see, the problem with an elbow is that I can only bend my arm so far to be able to show you the shift of those black base multi-chromes. But here you can see, what was that? Half Sea Fog and Starborn are similar other than the base. Like, they're pretty similar. I definitely have to say, as I'm like cleaning up here a little bit, my arm... my arm has taken a hit. Some of these shades would be even more magical if my arm just wasn't so dried out. I did actually, full disclosure, end up putting on a little bit of moisturizer. I have swatched all of my Devinah mattes, and we are, you know, now a good way through the shimmers, and so my arm is just like, please stop. And I have like actually washed my arm twice to be able to get some of that glitter off for you. So it's been through a lot. It's starting to feel a little sore. So you're not getting to see quite all the magic, but you can get the gist for sure. Next time I do swatches of an entire collection, I'm going to do it on different days to give my skin, my poor barrier, a little bit of a break. All right, so I knew this would happen at least once. I hope it only happened once. I missed a couple shades because they were in a build your own palette. I have one coming up this month, and I threw a couple Devinah shades in there. So luckily this one I have featured recently in another video. This is Thorn Shade. This is one of the new Twilight Whispers shades, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's this beautiful, like warm, browny, mahogany, a little bit of red base to it with this grungy green. It's just a stunner. It's a stunner. Then after that shade, we have Rainbow Blossom. Then we have Offshore Mist. We have Echidna, which is, again, another just like stunning shade. Oh, the shifts in this one, so pretty. And then we have Orion, Furley. That's a fun one. Then we have Thalassic. Some of these in here, I think I went off of the shift of them as opposed to the base of them. You know, it's sort of like, again, some of them don't fit in anywhere. This one, by the way, is definitely one of those. This is Asteria, and when I put it in the greens, it looks red. When I put it in the reds, it looks green. I don't know what to do. Then we have Banevine. I believe this is one of the ones from Twilight Whispers as well. We have Livius. If you like a good blue-green, this is really pretty. We have I'll Get You My Pretty. I'm so sad that they don't make this one anymore. Then we have Zombie, and this is the original Zombie. So unfortunately, the pigments were discontinued for this one, and the brand had to reformulate. I don't find the colors to be similar. They're both pretty, but they're not similar. In fact, I don't even have the Zombie Reborn, as I like to call it, in this palette because I feel like it leans much more blue, so it's in my blues. We are leaning into some blue-greens, though, here, clearly. So then we have Draco, Aquila, and Exosphere. All right, so here we have our low light so that you can see. Oh, I mean, So pretty. But here you can see, especially like on Asteria, it's like, it definitely, like I said, when it's in with my warm shades, it looks green. I just never know what to do. Very pretty. I tell you what, I know that we've all seen black base multichromes, but man, when you wear one, it's just like wowie zowie. So pretty. This one definitely has more of a, I think, a blue, I don't know what the brand says, but to me, it's like a blue teal into that bright green. I think I just described one of the other ones as that, but what can I say? All right, for someone who doesn't wear a lot of purples, I sure have a lot of purples. Okay, so this first shade is one I absolutely love. This was another one I was like, I don't know where to put this one. This is Ember Rain. It does have a more peachy base, but it has that beautiful shift over the top. So kind of a little bit of everything in here. Then we have the shade Esmeralda. Honestly, I think I need to put Esmeralda in with like my warms. I oftentimes get Aylin and Esmeralda sort of confused, but this one, I cannot remember which one is more pink. Anyway, it's beautiful. I do think this is one that's discontinued now. So then we have Frostbane. That's a very pretty shade. And Cream Puff Cuddles. I tell you what, when we get lower light, you're going to see the beautiful like tone of this. It's just so pretty. And then we have Sprinkle Whips, then Marshmallow Pillows. So this one, honestly, I think this would be a beautiful inner corner, but it is more of a dry feeling. Like it feels much more dry. So I feel like for me, it would just be one that I dust on the inner corner for that beautiful iridescence. But I don't think I would be able to wear this one on the lid. It's just so soft, but very pretty. So then we have Kazookles, we have Runts, Storm Rider, which is a stunner. And then we have Galini, also very beautiful, and Scylla. All right, we have a few more purples. I just didn't think that I was going to be able to get them on this arm. And then we're going to go into the blues. Oh, hold on. No. First, we're going to turn down the light. All right, so there. Yeah, see, you can really see how beautiful this, which one was this? Cream Puff Cuddles. You still, even now, I don't think you're catching it in the camera, but it is very, very bright and has a beautiful bright shift. You know, sometimes you try as hard as you can and you still can't quite get the reality of how gorgeous these shades are. All right, here we go with more purples, blues and purples. So I wanted to start off with the black base multichromes. We have Magnetosphere and Thermosphere. Then here we have Ritual and Seance. These shades were from the Laveau collection and I just love them. So good. All right, so here we have Cake Bomb. Cake Bomb is so pretty. If you love a good icy color, this is like teal, silvery, a little bit like pearlescent, so pretty. Then we have Rain Tarts. Swudge. Swudge is another one where I feel like it's a little bit, no, maybe it's not as dry as that other one that I was talking about, Marshmallow whatever. But Marshmallow whatever. Sorry, Deandra, I just can't keep all the names. Okay, so then we have Cupid, and then we have Everlasting Gobstopper. All right, here we have Calypso Shallows. We have Midnight Nova, which is so beautiful. I'm not normally a blue wearer, but this is so pretty, just stunning. And then we have Mystic Moon Pie, which is another one of my favorites. Let's get this light turned down here. And then that way you can see. Oh, so pretty. I mean, let me tell you what, the Laveau collection was dark and grungy, but also so sparkly. These are going to be ones that I need to pull out for fall and winter. Talk about beautiful smoky eyes so quick. Of course, Mystic Moon Pie is just so cute. I love her. So fun. All right, we have more. I'm trying to get through these for you. Okay, I crammed a lot in on here. I'm too short. I might put them on just at the end here. But anyway, so here we have some random kind of neutrals. I honestly don't know. Maybe it's just because they're cooler toned. Maybe that's how they came in here. I'm not sure. This is sort of like a random mix, but that's just sort of what happens. All right, so starting at the top, we have Lucent Ray. This is one of the Moonscapes. I do feel like this one was more smooth. At least I think this was one of the Moonscapes, but it's less flaky. So then we have Rockstar. We have Plated, which Plated is definitely more of that like platinum, almost white silver. It's not like a blue base silver. It's definitely more of that like almost white, like a frosty white silver. Then we have Frozen Waves. Can I just say, I sort of forgot about this one. I am going to have to pull this one out. It is so pretty. I love it. Then we have Aqua Abyss, Twinkle Toots, Swirling Waters, Messier, and then we have Palemon and Thetis. Those ones are absolutely beautiful. So delicious. Then we have, this is Zombie Reborn. So here you can see this is much more blue to purple than almost like a black base with like blue to purple teal shift. Not as green at all. I really liked the green of the original, but you know, sometimes pigments just aren't available anymore. Then we have Midnight. This is a beautiful, like the darkest charcoal green you could ever get. Like charcoal green blue. I don't know how to explain it. And then we have Inara, which is so pretty. If you love a very bright blurple, so pretty. Love Inara. And then we have 347, which is another one of the Laveau collection. And then we have Seaside Horizon and Hydra. And I will say both of these shades, while I'm not much of a blue wearer, I can definitely appreciate how pretty they are. I mean, this Hydra shade is like just megawatt. Okay, speaking of watts, let's turn down those lights. So again, here you can see you have a variety of finishes. All right, so right now I am actually, while we're just in low light, I'm going to do my last two. We have Borealis, and I think the last one is Polaris, yeah. So Borealis is a blue with a teal leaning shift. I can tell my arms are just getting so worn out. And then Polaris is purple, like purple, green, blue, but it's definitely purple forward. Probably would have been better to do them the other way so that you could see the shift of them better. But those are our last two. I'll pull up the lights just a little bit here. All right, there we are. Again, should we do a little check on this? So this is the remote to my lights. Can you see? It's a hot mess. I can just imagine the button on the back of my camera is going to be the same. All right, so that is it, y'all. That is the entirety of my Devinah shimmers, unless I missed one somewhere, and I will be so mad at myself. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful, or at least just fun to see all the pretty sparklies. Let us all know what your favorite shades are. Are there any that are on your wish list? Are there any that are on your wish list now after seeing them swatched out? I would love to know. I really appreciate you. If you made it all the way through to the end of this video, please leave a star emoji so that I know you are a superstar who stayed through all these swatches. Okay, I am going to, oh, look at that. That's so yummy. Okay, enough of the swatching. So just a reminder, you can always use my code KeepBeautyReal to save on your Devinah purchases. There are some exclusions. Also, I will have all the shades denoted down below in the description. But if there's something that you're like, oh my gosh, what was that one that was right after that other shade? Hopefully, as I've gone through, I have been spelling them all out on the screen for you. I know this is going to take a ton of time. But I love this brand and I love getting to share it with you. So I hope it was helpful. And now I am going to go and I'm going to wash my arms. I'm going to put on a very hydrating hand lotion because I'm going to need it. And I will see you really soon.